God is all-powerful, all-knowing, and everywhere, why did the Almighty leave all the power he gave to the devil, rather than collect all the power and leave the devil with no power? Old Africa, no devil, Lucifer, or Satan. Who and exactly what is Satan? Who created this being? What can you do about this? You can see that he is represented here with a god with horns and one hand up and the other hand down. That is his image. Where did Satan come from? Does he or she need human souls? Notably, musicians allegedly trade their soul to the devil for money and for wealth. Music industry is known to have been controlled and run by Satan, the devil, or forces aligned to him. Technology is tech and knowledge, known also as technology. 666, the mark of the beast. Microchipping is already here. You can see there is data theft. The little one has just been microchipped and a barcode put into them, and access granted so that they can have their paperwork. You can see that microchip started long back, and we all mourn and cry to God. Even Christianity, the most popular religion on earth today, its founder was confronted by the devil and had to conquer him and fight him, but he left him on the throne. Therefore, the so-called sacrificial death of Jesus is a form of human sacrifice, though we know it is a plagiarized move. Abraham was tested on human sacrifice. You can see here there is Baal, who with human sacrifice, and a baby in the arm for human sacrifice. We know that the ancient and modern human sacrifice is still continuing. The Illuminati is popular for human trafficking, human sacrifice, and many other ills. You can see this and find this on this YouTube that I'm indicating here, as well as one of the many websites that deal with this on this site. Today I want to look at the devil and the origin of Satan, the devil. Abortion is murder. Is it a human sacrifice too? Yes. You can see that the child sacrifice, the Bohemian Grove in the United States, is still an ongoing incident. Because this is an old, and many politicians and influential people are known to visit this place and get power to occupy high offices. This is abortion, child sacrifice, which is also a form of human sacrifice. Why did ancient people and cultures practice human sacrifice? You can see this is an image from a Greek verse. A human being his throat or her throat is being cut and blood is being poured on the altar. Why did humans engage in this? You see politicians here, Bush and Ahmadinejad, former presidents, on the same team. They show the symbol of the god of Mendes, Baphomet, Mephistopheles, the devil, or Satan or Lucifer, whom these people worship. The modern expression of the tongue out is a ritual that is associated with human sacrifice. You can see this is Kali, but this is not the original. The original is this bass found in Africa. And also, our ancestors revealed to us that there are dimensions that are full of activities and life. Raising dimensions and Djada. You can see this is an African in ancient Egypt. This is a Djed or Djada indicating dimensions, and 4 dimensions are indicated here. And this is an African, and this is the Djed. All these are engaged in some form of technology that today has become known as electrical energy. So the dimensions, what are dimensions? You start with a dot. This is 0 dimension. That's the beginning. It's coming from the void. We shall explain what the void is. Then you draw a line. That is dimension 1. Then you've got a paper. a very thin paper that is dimension 2 because it has got length and width. Then you've got the third dimension where we dwell with things which you can touch, which you can see, things like laptops, like ballpoint pens, like microphones, like food, like anything that you can touch. That's 3 dimensions. Then you got the fourth dimension, which is time and space. And you can see this is an African engaged in raising dimensions and the Djada. And scientific proof that Africans were genius from ancient times. And Austrian electrical engineer Walter Gunn made an electrical conductor using the Djada or the Djada pillar. This is straightforward. They're raising the Djada, and this is the electrical energy that was made. So the Africans knew a lot about dimensions. They explained that there are 4 experimentally proved dimensions in African creation. There is the dimension 1 is prime creators. This is the reverse of the dimension that was shown. Actually, this dimension 1 is higher, very high above us. There is where you got all these self-created ones who emerge from the void. Tema or Atem, Jahute or Tot, Puta and Aman. What is the void? The void is called Nikadzim. This is where these creators manifest their reality and project it on all the other dimensions, including the 3rd dimension. Then you got the creators of the universe. Shu, which is wind, Tefnat, Tafunyatu, Gev, Guvu, Ivu, or Meta, Nute, and Ra, which is the sun, which is the energy, or solar, or photo light, or photo energy. And Nute, it is also all the issues that comes with the water or fluids. Then this is the first company. The second company is Osari, who is Osiris, Isis, who is Isusu, and Set, who is Shatta, where the original Saturn has been copied from. Then you've got the lesser gods, which are the Neterus, which are the forces that we deal with. And inside the Neterus here, that's where you've got all the Anunnaki and all the Watchers and many other entities that we have dealt with before. They borrowed the ideas of Saturn from Africa. This is Set. You can see exactly with his fork, which is what has been shown, and horns, which is what has been drawn. Set or Shatta or Ububi. The name Saturn comes to us from ancient Egypt, from a deity named Set. Set or Seth, also spelled Setesh, Sutek, Setek, Sut or Sut. The name Set or Sut means Shatta. Set's main colors are black, or which represent the netherworld or the dark void, or the infernal region, which is translated Amenta, but actually Munda. Or the Greeks called it Hades, and the English called it Hell. So these are connected with Typhon, or also the Hittites Teshub, which is Tashupka or Tapfunwa. All of these are evil forces. There are many, it's not one. And this is Set. And you can see his transfiguration here today, also today, representing everything that threatens a harmony, everything that is a chaos, everything that is representative of evil, everything that is murderous, everything that appears with prickled ears as well as a fork and frightening. That is what was known by our ancient ancestors as Set or Shatta, where many derived their Saturn. The hidden origin and source of Saturn is this abyss, Beshata or evil, and also the next manifestation of the same force. The devil as a single entity or Saturn as a single entity does not exist. But as shown here and proved here, there are countless dimensions at high frequency than our normal perception, teeming with malevolent forces within and throughout time and space, and also on the earth realm. They float among us as waves or as energy waves. They possess many of us and influence us. They also can be invoked and summoned by calling their names, engaging in other rituals like animal and human sacrifice, wars, through music, discordant music or evil music, other sounds, chants, uttering certain phrases, words, and hand signals, as I have already indicated, the politicians and many influential people do, using certain herbs, tattoos, wishes, food offerings, blood, and cold calling, suggestions, and attending such gatherings. This brings this malevolent spirit within your entities. Some African practices which summon entities, like specifically the Yoruba in Nigeria, are some of the wisest practices that brings these forces into the fore. There was no word for Satan, just like in all Bantu languages. For in ancient African philosophy, Satan did not exist. What existed and what was acknowledged was evil. A Yoruba man who became a bishop translated the Bible into the Yoruba language. He plagiarized a Yoruba tradition and found Eshu, who is the personal representative or personal nator or personal messenger of the creator known as Oldumare, who this Eshu was the world police, the gatekeeper, known also as the trickster, the prankster, worshipped and venerated by almost all traditions. And instead of calling the devil Satan as the Bible described, Bishop Crowther called him Eshu. The Voodoo also engaged in bringing these entities into space. Christianity and Christians create the devil by merely mentioning it. Millions do not know that they have power in their tongue, on their tongue, with their tongue. Thus, they are made to repeat words in tongues they do not know, unknowingly bringing forth lower fourth dimensional entities. Authoritative imagination, pictorial thinking, powerful or negative thinking or thoughts also bring these beings to the summoners, although it is not as simple as it sounds. With this idea and this understanding, Christians exhort and compel the devil to exist and to become an entity. Otherwise, this is the concept of bringing the devil into reality. It's evil. Evil exists. We have to teach and practice Ubuntu. We have to teach Ma'at. Ubuntu is an ancient African philosophy that draws on the fact that we are all one family and that we are all brothers and sisters traveling and experiencing life together on this earth. Therefore, when one man suffers, we all suffer. When one man is poorly fed, we are all malnourished. 7 principles of Ma'ati deals with the expedition of truth, based in fact with honest and integrity, justice, a state of fairness and lawful judgment, righteousness, a state of consistent good behavior, based on the laws of nature, the laws, tribal laws that we know. Reciprocity, which means what goes around comes around, which is commonly called karma. Balance and equal distribution of understanding and the moderation and moving on the middle road, not being extreme on anything. Order, the correct sequence of thought and action, and the harmony, which is one accord with nature, and establishing a world where everything is done above board. The world is equally divided between good and evil. Your next act will tilt the scale. This is an African proverb. Please, teacher Rabbi LM Dumizulu, Life Spirit of Amen, Hamiti Hebrew Ethics, Time to Rebuild. Join us today. Subscribe to our channel and share with many others the concept of Satan, which is simply a concept of evil. And as such, we must abhor and refuse to do evil. Thank you. Goodbye.